Hello and welcome to a SMURD video, and we are looking at Transformers Legacy United Galaxy Shuttle, which is probably the only review from this wave I think I'm going to do other than Cosmos, because I think it's mainly because I actually really like this mold, and I sort of a little bit regret letting it go. So I thought, well, I've got the opportunity to buy it again, I've got the opportunity to mess around with it again. And then, well, I'll probably do the usual thing and let it go. So this is a leader class figure, which I've never ever agreed with. Nice artwork on the side. So 19 changes to the shuttle, and then 16 changes to the train. And then on this side, beautiful, beautiful artwork. So let's get this figure out and have a closer look. All right, so here is Galaxy Shuttle out of their packaging, and yeah, really, generally this is a quality figure. Like I said, I really like the mold. I know we're going to get a Studio Series 86 Astro Train. It's going to be interesting to see how that one pans out, but for all the enhancers that will have, I think this one did an incredible job for as long as it has. And I probably understand why they tried to re-release this now, just to make a few extra bucks. I suspect that Studio Series Astro Train will be utilized as well. So you have the nice sort of Autobot head sculpt in there, which sort of reminds me of Jazz actually a little bit. Bear in mind, I really haven't watched that season of Transformers. I always intended to. It just never happened, and now it's very difficult to get those sort of DVDs. Very foolish. I wish I got them a long time ago. I wish I watched them. So beautiful deco all the way around. Now the wings, as you can imagine, have a bit of kibble. You've got the train wheels on there, but I still think it does an incredible job. Now weirdly, you've got the backpack, which you can put on here, but it's very heavy and it almost ends up weighing it down. So for me, it doesn't make sense, but you can do that if you like. Now, just gonna bring it back a little bit. We're just gonna quickly look at articulation. Now, you are defined by these wing pieces. Because it's got 3 alt modes, it is very difficult to get them out of the way if you wanted to go all the way around, for example. So you're not going to get that full motion there, but you've got the usual stuff you would expect. There is a double on the arm, probably more for the alt mode than the robot mode, but no movement on the hand, which is always a tad bit disappointing. The head, I feel you could get that all the way around. Actually, it's happening. It's happening. Usually doesn't happen. You do have movement on the waist, but you've got these parts that you just need to be aware of. You do have the little skirt pieces on the legs, so you can lift up like so. You can go to the right. You can flex there. There is movement up there. There is very limited on the feet because that becomes part of the transformation. So you are not going to get a lot from that piece. So in a nutshell, he does have a mode where you can add on additional pieces, which I will do in a minute, and we can have a look at that. But inside here you have this beautiful train back part of the train, which also opens as part of a shuttle. That doesn't help, does it? As a shuttle launch as well, so it doubles up and it can store all the weapons. So you have 5 weapons in total that can sit in there nice and neat. So I always do appreciate that part of this, that they managed to accompany that. One thing I will say, I know that this is a different character, but the red drives me nuts. You've got the red and then you've got a black gun. It's like, why couldn't they just all be the same, or painted better paint apps to achieve that? So hey ho, not the end of the world, but I just wanted to show that. So without ado, I'm gonna just add some of the weapons and stuff offline. So I'll see you back in a second. In terms of a battle mode, I feel like this one is a great battle mode. However, I'm not necessarily sure it perhaps fits this character. but he has a whole lot of guns. And you also attach the feet on there quite nicely. Apologies, not my camera. Usual shenanigans with me. And this is how the backpack sits on there. It's not as heavy as perhaps before, but you know, it is what it is. Now, you can also combine all these weapons together, he says. So this is going to be interesting. I decided to do the gun off camera because I felt it was probably going to end up in disaster. And by my all 4 attempts off camera, it would have been a disaster. So I've done it this way. And the biggest sore thumb now is when I was saying earlier about the different color of the black gun. It doesn't blend in as well with the red guns. Or you could perhaps say that that looks like a more intimidating cannon. You know, to me it stands out. I would have, if this gun was red, it just would have all blended in and been quite a nice mesh of guns. I give Hasbro their innovation kudos, because you know, they've given us one whole gun, but and he does hold it really well, surprisingly. You know, his arm's not failing. I mean, his hand looks like it's perhaps weighing, but other than that, I think it's an actual, it actually works, to be fair. So without ado, I'm gonna go transform him into that first AUT mode, which I believe is the Astro Shuttle. Okay, shuttle mode. Firstly, let me apologize. There is close to the right off, or the left, depends on how you're looking at this video. I do apologize. We are in the middle of doing all our carpets upstairs. It is a state. However, I have managed to keep a little bit of space so I can carry on doing reviews during this time. So, firstly, you have, just that slightly, apologies. There we go. Firstly, you have the sort of pad, which I think is cool. I think it's great that they've made this happen. You know, it's either an oversized backpack, part of the terrain, or part of the launch bay. So I think it is cool. And if I remember correctly, these pieces you can connect to others as well. So there's 2 ways to have it. You can have it like this. Actually, there's 3 ways, sorry. Or you can turn it around like so, which I think actually looks pretty darn cool. Like that, just pointing upwards as a display piece with the kibble the other side. Just my opinion. Or you can take it off. And this is probably the most awkward bit. There we go. Come on. There we go. And you can also display it as a runner as well. Like that. Which does work. So, obviously it has plenty of firepower. This is when it gets a little bit irritating, because the guns are so inconsistent apart from the 2 backs, and these 2 are different, and then you've got this one. It feels a bit inconsistent. I feel like, considering the price point that this is sold at, give us 2 of these, 1 for each side, perfect. And then either give us 2 of these or 2 of these, you know. It drives me balmy when Hasbro do this, but you know, it is what it is. But other than that, the transformation is a lot of fun, not complicated at all, and I do really enjoy the transformation of this. And then you can take the guns off as well. Now, in a very minor gripe, considering how much this figure achieves, is this piece here. Why they couldn't have just given a little pit to pop on there, I will never know. They could have just dropped it in here. They gave us this great backpack that works on numerous ways. Why couldn't they have done that? Just had it so that you can take a piece out and just clip it on, you know. Just to fill that void. That is the only bit that just sort of irritates me a bit. I can deal with the fact that you've got the wheels here. You know, it sort of covers over. I mean, even I suspect now with this new Astro train that come, this will be some really top engineering. So, and they'll probably find a way where you can twist this and fold it in there and clip it together, because that's what they did with Ironhide to begin with and Ratchet. You know, you had 2 pieces to transform them, and after a while they got better. So I think, yeah, the shuttle bit is very, very good. Nice Autobot logos as always, which we've seen already. And then you got the thrusters at the back that's just popped out. I'll do that off camera anyway. Nice thrusters at the back, which I think is great. And yeah, just as mentioned, I do love this figure. It's, you know, there's a reason why I brought it twice. I don't usually buy figures twice, especially not for reviewing purposes, but this one is a lot of fun. So without ado, I will go transform him into train mode. Here comes the train mode, and once again, I think Hasbro did a tremendous job achieving this. Like I said, we got this Astro train coming out for Studio 86. I'm expecting big things and big improvements. I mean, I think it's not perfect, but it feels almost perfect. There's just a few little things that irritate me, but like these don't clip in, for example, properly. Just little things like that. You can see little bits of white every now and then, but I think they've done a good job hiding it. You know, I can't really grumble. There's some nice detail on here as well. They could have just easily got to this alt mode and just not bothered on it. It can roll, obviously, and it does have its own little trailer, so you have a little trailer if you like. So there we go. The problem with the trailer, as you can see, it is a different sort of color, so that's a little bit irritating from my opinion. You know, if it was the same color as the train, that would have worked perfectly, because the trailer is probably more designed for the train than the shuttle mode. You can add the guns, but I'll be honest with you, if you're adding these red guns on here, you know, they're gonna look weird, very weird. But you can get them all on in various places. I should have done this bit off camera, but hey ho. Quickly plug them in. There we go. And once again, it just throws off that color coordination. Anyhow, that is what's it? Victory Galaxy Shuttle. Goodness, that was terrible. You'd think that I would have been reviewing this over a few days instead of one. Great figure. I always like this figure. I think the price point is ridiculous. That's Hasbro for you all over, unfortunately, and you've got to weigh up those decisions. You know, because I suspect, you know, this will perhaps go down in price at some point and be on sale. It's what always happens. Or look out for deals. There are enough of these out there in the world that they're no longer hard to come by. Let me know what you think. I'd really love to hear from you. Please like my channel and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed already. Make sure you look after yourself. Embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.